Hey all, Ron here from Military Images Magazine with a new episode of Life on the Civil War Research Trail. Numerous accounts of Gettysburg have been written by those who fought at the places that are today part of our collective memory: Little Round Top, Devil's Den, the Wheat Field, Culp's Hill, Pickett's Charge, and other spots. Far fewer accounts exist by individuals who supported the armies as they grappled in bloody combat. One of these recollections, the focus of this video, was published more than 20 years after the battle by a member of the United States Christian Commission, the major philanthropic organization that provided supplies and spiritual support, and in collaboration with the United States Sanitary Commission, delivered medical services to wounded and sick soldiers. Christian Commission volunteers, called delegates, numbered in the thousands. One of them is the man pictured here, Rowland Bailey Howard, life dates 1834 to 1892, the younger brother of Major General and Corps Commander Oliver Otis Howard. Roland and Oliver both attended Bowdoin College in Maine. They were strong Christians and fiercely loyal to the Union. Their paths diverged when Oliver followed a military road and Roland a pastoral path. That was following his graduation from Bangor Theological Seminary in 1860. The brothers' paths converged on the field of Gettysburg during those 3 fateful days in July 1863. You students of the Civil War know that Oliver and his 11th Corps had a tough time against attacking Confederates on the first day's fight. Roland, in his role as a Christian Commission delegate, pitched in to help in the makeshift hospitals that were springing up all along the battlefield. What Roland witnessed forever changed him, according to an admiring biographer who wrote, Mr. Howard's experience in taking care of the wounded upon the terrible field of Gettysburg, where he served under his brother, Major General Howard, made a deep impression on his mind and was often referred to by him as the starting point of his peace loving principles. This led Roland to adopt pacifist ideals and, in 1884, to become Secretary of the American Peace Society. The same year, 1884, Roland looked back upon his Gettysburg experience and put it into context in a recollection published in the organization's journal titled The Advocate of Peace. I want to share Roland's life changing account. It's titled War as It Appears to an Eyewitness. Roland begins, I was at Gettysburg, but not as a soldier. It was my first and only battlefield. I received there not my first impressions, but by far my deepest convictions as to the real and essential character of war. The pomp and circumstance were not wanting as we broke camp at Leesburg and marched to the sound of music and under waving banners towards Pennsylvania. The report of the first gun following a distant flash and the slow rising of a puff of smoke over the woods yonder excited a thrill of patriotic emotion. Our reinforcements hurrying beyond the town to repel attacks already begun, and others hastening to gain and hold important positions on Cemetery Ridge, roused my honest sympathy. But when the first broken line of limping, bleeding, wounded, halted along the Baltimore Turnpike, and I attempted, almost alone, the work of relief, I felt as never before war's cruel sacrifice of blood and limb and life. On the second evening of the battle, the moon rose as peacefully faced as ever, and the silent stars looked down unchanged on the upturned, ghastly faces of our dead. The otherwise noiseless night resounded with cries of mortal agony from the dying around me. I said to myself, O God, the moon and the stars thou hast made, but not this miserable murder and mangling of men. It is not like nature. It is anti natural. It is of the pit. On the third afternoon, I went up, weary with hospital work, for a few moments' rest to the cupola of a farmhouse. Our thin line of blue coated heroes seemed to waver along the summit of the ridge. I involuntarily prayed for their safety, their success, and for victory. Just then, above the rattling of musketry and the roar of artillery, there came a clap of thunder from a rapidly rising cloud. For a moment, no other sound was heard. It was as if God were saying, I am mightier than ye all. Hear my voice. Cease your mad and tumultuous strife. Here the question came to me as never before. Is all this strife the work of God or of Satan? Is there no way, no other way of settling human differences, establishing and confirming human rights? Do union, liberty, and law lie along no other road? Then, as the roar of battle was renewed and volley succeeded volley, it seemed to me that each bullet was hungry for a life. Some lives, dear to me personally, rose in their noble manliness before me. I spoke imagined farewells to the dying. It seemed to look upon dead faces only too familiar. I heard in each discharge the possible knell of friend or brother. Oh, wicked extravagance and waste of most precious things! That young man has, with vast expense of time and toil, trained his bullet pierced brain for great intellectual attainments. The other has had such gracious spiritual experiences as to be divinely marked as an exemplar and teacher of religion. Learning, skill, wisdom, piety, and moral power were won by him by years of self denial and consecration. Ability was thus acquired for which the world has 1,000 aching voids. Alas, his body affords less of an obstacle to the passage of a bullet than that of a hearse or even a senseless stone. Surely here is a wicked waste. And what shall we say of such as come away unslain, unwounded? As they renew their work, does it not seem too like that of wild beasts or bulldogs and bloodhounds? Separate the military hero himself from the bloody deeds. Forget for a moment the cause of the war in which he fights. What are the personal motives, impulses, and passions roused into life and energy by fighting? A Christian soldier once said to me confidentially, I cannot bear to go to God so angry as I always become in battle. Alas, war is more than General Sherman's epithet implies barbarism. It lacks not only refinement, it lacks righteousness, justice, mercy. It is a moral monster. However justifiable we may think its alleged cause, its facts are hideously wicked. In a divinely created and ordered universe, there is, there must be a better way. It is our duty to find it. So there's Roland's recollection. The editors added a footnote. It reads, such as war as seen by an eyewitness, the better way referred to has been found and applied in numerous cases, some of them of grave difficulty in international arbitration. This method, based on justice and reason, we are most happy to say is becoming the rule, while war is the exception among civilized and Christian nations. To stop the effusion of human blood and promote harmony among the nations of the earth is the sublime work of peace societies. This good work will not cease until the now jarring nations learn war no more. So there you have the reflections of Rowland Howard, the brother of Major General Oliver Otis Howard. Rowland, a minister, a strong Christian, and a peace advocate. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next episode of Life on the Civil War Research Trail.